it's Abby Andrew and welcome back to the René of Paris channel for another live stream today. So today's video is just gonna kind of be like a fun showing some wigs, talking about wigs, styling wigs video. And originally I was just gonna do a video where I was just styling some of my favorite wigs and showing different hairstyles that I like to do, which is definitely going to be a part of this live stream. But I'm actually doing this from out of town right now, from where I normally am. So I thought it would be a really fun opportunity to also show you the wigs that I brought with me on vacation, because it's a really great fusion of being able to show you some of my favorite wigs, but then also kind of some practical wigs for traveling with. So of course, some of the wigs I brought are just like kind of good day-to-day wigs, like my typical go-to daily wear wigs, like this one that I'm wearing right now, which is Tatum from Amore in the color, I think this is dark chocolate. One of my absolute favorite all-time go-to daily wear wigs. So of course I have to have this with me when I'm going out of town, just as like a quick, be able to throw it on and know it's gonna look good no matter what kind of style. It just matches everything and goes with all my outfits. But then I also have a bunch of other fun colors, some of which are limited edition, but some of them are part of our regular collections. So it's just really funny the variety I have. And I think when I'm packing wigs to go out of town, another thing that I like to try to avoid is packing wigs that are too similar. So if I have one wig that's long and blonde and then another wig that's long blonde, maybe a little bit darker, I try to have like more of a variety, but that's just how I wear wigs. So everyone approaches how they wear wigs differently. Some people like to wear the same style every day. Some people like to mix it up like I do. And some people kind of like to stay in the same general territory. So maybe long blonde, short blonde. Whereas you'll see when I show you these wigs, I am all over the spectrum. So for me, I just like to have options that go with every type of outfit aesthetic. I just want something to match the mood of whatever it comes up on a day. If I'm not home, I want to have the option to change it up. And the funny thing that I actually only just realized right when I was about to turn this live stream on is that I'm only out of town for 10 days. And guess below in the comments how many wigs you think I brought with me for a 10-day trip. Okay, I'll give it a couple seconds. All right, I brought 7 wigs for a 10-day trip. And it sounds crazy because that's almost as many wigs as there are days, but actually when I show you the wigs and talk about it, it actually is very practical, at least for the way that I wear wigs. So of course, I have like the more practical wigs, like the fun go-to standard colors, like blonde, brunette, and then I have some really fun bright colors as well. And something else too is, even though it seems like I brought almost as many wigs as the amount of days that I'm traveling, something else that's really important to note with the way that I wear wigs is that I sometimes change up my wigs multiple times within a day. Someone commented, I understand. So anyone that wears wigs a lot and changes it up regularly knows that that's actually pretty reasonable, because if you are a fellow wig wearer, anyone watching this, you know that sometimes you end up changing wigs multiple times a day. So for example, like if I'm just waking up, want to run down and grab breakfast at a hotel or something like that, I want to throw on something that's normal, this just looks like my own hair, no one's gonna like look twice at it. And then if I'm going out for a fun day trip and I want to dress up and have a fun color or something, then I might switch to one of my personal favorites. Let's just start showing some of the wigs that I brought. I love to wear fun colors. If I'm doing any sort of fun special occasion, I love to have fun colors. So for someone that doesn't wear the fun bright colors, this might be the equivalent of having a straight wig, and then when you're going out for dinner or something, you switch to a curly wig of the same color. So you might want the style of something more like glammed up, but you don't have to actually do anything to curl it because all you have to do is switch wigs. But this is kind of my version of that, because when I dress up, I like to wear fun bright colors. Someone in the comments asked, how do you pack them? So there's kind of like a couple of things you can do to make sure that they stay in good shape while you're traveling. We do actually have a traveling carrying case that really helps keep your wigs in good shape. If you want to pack them, you want to make sure they're not getting crushed in your bag or anything. So maybe putting something in the wig cap to help keep its shape. Sometimes the packaging materials that comes with the box that you got the wig in can be really helpful for things like that. However, I'm not going to go too much into detail in this video because we do actually have a whole other video on our YouTube channel and maybe in our IGTV that does go into packing tips as well to keep your wigs in good shape and what to do when you get there. We also have collapsible wig stands that are very, very helpful, because they fold flat in your bag and they're really easy to travel with. And then when you get there, you can just set it up and make sure the wigs have a place to hang and stay nice and so on. So yes, so let's say, for example, I wanted to go somewhere that's more of an occasion, for me, this color is perfect for that because I love to wear the fun colors for more of like the excursions, like the fun day trips on a vacation. So here is the second wig that I brought with me on this trip. This is Kai in Melted Ocean. And this is actually one of our standard collection colors, and it is absolutely one of my favorites of all time. I feel like I show this wig pretty frequently because it is one of my favorites, but it's kind of this umber color from like a dark root to a blue to a kind of whitish almost, like a really light tip. And again, this is one of the melted colors. We have a couple of different colors that are similar to this that have melted in the name, and they just kind of have the same kind of gradient like this one. Like there's a blonder version that has kind of like reddish tones in it. You can definitely go check it out on our website, reneofparis.com, to see other of the melted colors. Like Melted Sunset's really great. Melted Marshmallow is a really nice blonde one. So yeah, this is an example of one of the fun, bright colors. I'm trying to decide what order to show these in because I could just go all fun, bright, all of the standard basic ones. I will mention this now. So one of the reasons that I like to bring multiple wigs on my trip, especially like this trip where I might be going to the beach or the pool a lot, I like to have extra, especially for the beach, I like to have extra wigs that I don't have to worry about getting too messed up. And so for me, that might be like an older wig that I've had for a long time. So let's say you're going to the beach, you probably don't want to be wearing like your brand new wig that you love so much. And going to the beach isn't going to ruin your wig or anything, but one big thing that I notice is with the wind and the sand, typically you have to like wash your wig more frequently after you've spent the day at the beach. So this is a wig that I brought that, again, this is one of my regular go-to daily wear wigs, and I always like to have a Coty in my collection. This one is not too old, but it is a little bit older, so this might be one of the wigs that my gosh, I love this wig so much. This might be one of the wigs that I would wear if I was going to be by the pool side or the beach side, just so that I know it's not going to get too messed up. It's short, really easy to maintain, and then if it does get some sand in it or something, definitely be careful. Like avoid getting sand in your wigs if you can, but if it gets in it, it's not going to ruin it or anything, and then you just would have to wash it more frequently. But that way, if I spend the day at the beach and this does happen to get some like breezy, sandy wind in it, that I can just switch to a different wig for dinner or something like that, so I don't have to worry about washing it right away. Again, I don't think I mentioned the name. This is Coty from Amore in Creamy Blonde, and this is my original go-to wig actually that I wore for so many years of my life, and I always like to have it as part of my collection. So that applies to both Coty that I'm wearing now and Tatum that I started the video with as well. These wigs are both really fantastic for if I just want to like run out the door, or go out of my hotel room or whatnot, depending on what your vacation looks like. It's really nice to have a wig to just throw on and have that be like the quick run out the door wig. And then for more of the special occasions, I like to have the fun bright colors. So let me pull out another one of the fun bright colors that I actually haven't really worn this wig yet out of the house, so I'm so excited. One of the main reasons that I haven't worn this wig out yet is because I love it so much that I'm scared to like start wearing it because I want to just have it forever. This is actually one of our limited edition colors. This is Angelica in the color Peach Sherbet R from Noriko. And if you're interested in any of the limited edition colors, some of them are still available, and if you're having trouble finding them, you can always contact your wig seller to ask to special order it. So if you go to reneofparis.com, use the store locator, and you find a wig store on there that you would shop from with René of Paris wigs, you can also special request limited edition colors. I'm not sure if this particular one is still available, but it might be. Again, this is Peach Sherbet. Oh my gosh, even just putting this on, I just absolutely love this. So again, this is one of the more like fun, bright colors that I like to wear, and I would have so much fun, or I'm going to on this trip, have so much fun just like pairing funky outfits and just with this. And Angelica is, of course, the wig itself is not limited edition, just this color is. But I have Angelica in so many of the fun different colors, and there's also some fantastic fun colors that are part of the regular collection as well, like Plumberry Jam LR. I have an Angelica in that color, and it's just so fabulous. But I'm gonna put some hair ties in this because I think that the other day I was just looking at this wig and thinking I wanted to kind of try styling it in like a fun pop star kind of way. I'm gonna have so much fun. When I decide what outfit I'm gonna pair this with, I'm definitely going to post some pictures of it, but I was looking at this and just thought it would look so cute, kind of put into two little pigtails. if I was better at doing space buns, I would definitely put space buns in this too. That would be cute. I feel like my space buns are okay, but the other day I went to, or a couple weeks ago, I went to an event with a friend who was really good at doing space buns, and she put some in one of my wigs that I was wearing, and she made it look so cute, so I'm gonna have to get her to show me how to do that. But I think this kind of has a similar kind of cute effect, just a way to kind of dress it up. Super simple and easy, but it's just so cute and pop starish and fun. And again, this isn't a style that's really necessarily for everyone. Might be a little too over the top, but I personally think it is completely adorable. What I really like about colors like this as well is, even though it's obviously, it looks like fun, bright colored dyed hair, I like that it has a very natural root, so it makes the wig look even more realistic overall, because it looks like it's just your hair dyed a fun, funky color. But the roots were growing in, so of course it just looks more like your own hair grown out a little bit. This is so cute. This is exactly how I envisioned this hairstyle would look. I haven't tried it on this wig yet in this color, but I think this will be really fun with like a cute black dress, maybe some boots or something, just kind of like a funky kind of vibe. And again, that took 2 seconds to do, and it just looks so cute. Let's see. So far, I also should do Melted Ocean before. Really love this color. Okay, I have 3 more wigs left to show. And again, for anyone just joining, I'm just showing some of the wigs that I brought with me when I went out of town. I just think it is so funny. I will definitely get use out of all these wigs. I guarantee you. I will follow up about this after my trip and let you know how much I wore each one. But if anyone missed this detail, it's a 10-day trip and I brought 7 wigs, and someone commented earlier that they understand what it's like. Like, I feel like anyone who wears wigs often and changes it up kind of does the same thing and would understand. So this next one is one of my all-time favorites. I would love this wig in every single color, and this is from the René of Paris main collection, and this is Lennox. This is a very popular style, so I think a lot of you are probably familiar with it. This is in the color Pastel Pink. And I actually just washed this in my hotel room because I wear it a lot and it needed a good wash. And now it just looks so silky and nice again. And something else I wanted to mention is, when I was packing for my trip, there were a couple of wigs that I wanted to bring with me that I knew they needed a wash, but I didn't have time to actually wash them before I packed and left my house. So that's where these come in handy. I have the René of Paris shampoo and conditioner travel size, because I did just travel with a carry-on. So I didn't have checked luggage to put full-size products in, and this is just very convenient to have a travel size version of the wig shampoo and conditioner. Completely saved me. I actually just washed this one, I just washed Tatum, and I just washed my Stevie that I'm going to show in a moment. But this wig really needed a good wash, and now it looks good as new. I should have taken a before and after picture, but this wig is just so fabulous. What's fun about this color too, which is the pastel pink color, is that the pink is really beautiful. It's hard to show on camera. It shows up the best if you're putting it next to something that's like a white color, then the pink really shows, and in the right light, it's so beautiful. But then if you're not looking too closely, it almost just looks like a platinum blonde. So it's like a fun color, but it's not too over the top, that if you're not comfortable wearing like the fun over the top, really bright colors like Melted Ocean, which I love, then this is kind of a fun in between. And I almost classify this in a blonde, like in my own head. It definitely is like a pink tone to it, but I kind of categorize it as a blonde wig. So what I was gonna say before is, when I go out of town, I like to have different lengths of kind of like the standard go-to colors. So I have a short blonde, and this is kind of like a long blonde, more like a platinum. Then I have a short brunette, which is my Tatum. And then what I was gonna show next is I also have my long brunette, which is Stevie. So again, I like to have the options. And like I was saying before, I don't like to pack wigs that are like too similar if I'm trying to pack light. So I really, really went all over the spectrum. Like, I almost packed my Lavish Waves in a brunette color, which is absolutely one of my favorites, but I ended up only packing this one because they are kind of similar, and the Lavish Waves is just like the curlier version. But this is my Stevie from Amore. This is the color medium brown. Again, one of my all-time go-to favorites. Had to have it on this trip. Something else I love to do is put this wig in braids. I'm not gonna do it right now because I feel like every time I show Stevie on here, I put it in braids to show you, but Stevie just looks so cute in too long braids in the front. And something else I really like about that is if you are going to maybe the beach or the poolside or something and you're wearing a longer wig, putting it in braids is a really great way to kind of pull it back and keep it out of your face and keep it neat if you're kind of out in the wind or anything like that. So that is another fun travel tip as well. But it was just so nice to have the travel size shampoo and conditioner for wigs. Again, if you're new to wigs, definitely make sure you're using, if you're wearing synthetic wigs, make sure you're using products made for synthetic wigs, because using human hair products can cause your wig to age faster, basically. So if you do use wig, you can use synthetic wig products that we have. So the René of Paris conditioner and shampoo. And they also have the René of Paris synthetic wig hairspray in travel size as well, which is super helpful. And just to give it a quick mention, the folding brush is really great for traveling as well, from René of Paris, which I always have this with me in my bag at all times. So I think I actually only have one wig left to show. That is one of the wigs that I brought with me on this trip. And of course, it is another fun, bright color. So this is my Jaden wig from Noriko in the color Sea Foam. Sea Glass. Sorry, I always say Sea Foam for some reason. It's Sea Glass R. And I really thought I had it right there. This is again another one of the limited edition colors, but it might still be available if you do reach out to your wig supplier. They might be able to get it for you. What I like about Jaden is that it's still a fun bright color, but then I have a curlier wig and it's a little bit shorter too, so it's just another option. And again, it is completely on a different end of the spectrum than everything else I've showed. So I feel like after I show you guys this wig, I also wanted to show you quickly how I categorize them in my head, because now I've showed you all the wigs, and now I want to kind of explain how I end up choosing the wigs that I choose when I go on vacation. Because, again, like I was saying before, I like to have my selection of the natural wigs, and then I like to have short brunette, short blonde, and then I like to have long brunette, long blonde, and that's kind of like my natural wig selection. And then I like to have the fun bright colors for when I'm going out. And that again is just my version of kind of dressing up wigs. So the more natural looking colors are kind of for like the day-to-day normal things that I'm going to go to, like if I'm just running out the door, going to the park or something on vacation. And then if I'm dressing up for a particular event, I like to kind of bring out the fun colors. And the equivalent for that, for someone else who maybe doesn't wear the fun bright colors, the equivalent would just be kind of like packing a wig that you feel like is fancier for an occasion that you might wear if you're going out to dinner or something like that. So for you, it might not necessarily be the fun bright colors, but it could be like wearing a curlier wig, or a wig with a little bit more volume that looks a little bit more glammed up, like Angelica or something like that. So it's really just up to your personal style, but that's kind of the logic behind it. So again, let me just go over the wigs now kind of in that order, in that category, and just show them all one more time. So I'll show the wig that I started the video with. This is the wig that I wore on the plane. It's just so easy to manage. It's a nice short length. And this is a wig where I always just feel confident in if I'm wearing like no makeup. I really like wigs with bangs as someone with alopecia as well, because sometimes if your eyebrow makeup isn't on right, you can just wear the bangs down and it covers them anyway. So that's really a nice benefit. So especially if you're kind of running out the door last minute and you're traveling, you don't want to have to worry about things like that. It's just such a comfortable wig to wear out. So I love to have my short brunette. And then if I'm feeling blonde one day, but I still want the benefits of shorter hair for certain occasions, like if I'm ever doing some sort of like physical activity or I'm sitting by the poolside, I like to have shorter hair, especially if it's really hot. That can be nice to have, but I still want the option of a different color. So I have my Cody and Creamy Blonde. These two wigs are just like two of my favorite. They are my two favorite go-to wigs of all time, and the two that I wore for so many years of my life. But yeah, here's Cody. Love this. And then in that same category, like I was saying, I like to have the natural looking colors, but long versions in case I want to have longer wigs for a certain day. So now here we have Stevie. It's funny, when I first started switching up wigs and I wasn't comfortable talking about the fact that I wore wigs, what I would do is I would wear Tatum, and then to kind of get myself used to the idea of changing wigs regularly, I started to wear Stevie, and then sometimes if I wasn't comfortable answering questions about it, I would say it was my hair with extensions in it. So sometimes I like to view in my own mind Stevie as Tatum with extensions. It's kind of how I look at it. And that could be a fun way to kind of if you're getting yourself used to switching up wigs and you want to try wearing different styles, that could be fun training wheels, is get similar wigs that are maybe the same color but different lengths and kind of do something like that. But wearing wigs these days is just becoming so much more normalized in like day-to-day culture, in like the fashion world, for celebrities. Like wigs are so normal and common these days, and I think everyone loves them. So I think it's less of a concern than when I was younger and a little bit more self-conscious about wearing wigs, and now I think people just see it as a cool fashion accessory, which is a really nice kind of change to have as a wig wearer and in the fashion world. Okay, I love this. So yeah, I like to have the short natural colors and then the long natural colors, and then this is where the line kind of starts to cross over, because the next wig, which I showed earlier, Lennox in pastel pink, it can kind of be seen as almost like a blonde, but it doesn't really look like a natural blonde. It's almost like a platinum, and it does kind of have that pink tint to it. So this can kind of be like the crossover between the natural looking wigs and more of like the fun bright colored wigs that I like to dress up with. But this, as I was packing, this was kind of in the slot of long blonde wigs. I definitely wanted to bring some sort of long blonde wig, and I almost brought Shiloh in creamy blonde, which is one of my all-time favorites. I almost brought Lavish Waves in a blonde color, which is one of my favorites as well. So I was just kind of like weighing out the different options, and the reason I only wanted to bring one long blonde wig is because if I'm wearing an outfit that needs a long blonde wig, I only really need one option if I'm out of town, just for packing lighter. And this is funny that I'm talking about bringing 7 wigs on a trip and I'm considering that packing light, but again, if you wear wigs often, you know exactly what I mean. I definitely need to share some photos and videos of all the outfits I put together with these wigs throughout this trip, because you will see that all of these are gonna get great use. But yeah, so again, Lennox in pastel pink. Oh, it's just had a fresh wash earlier, so she's looking real good right now. What I really like about this wig is it has like such a natural looking lace front. I mean, obviously all these wigs with lace front do as well, but this, I feel like you can really just see it so well on this piece. I don't know if you can really see it with the lighting, but it just blends so nicely with your scalp. That's like the lace front lace part that this wig has. It just looks so incredibly natural, the way it just melts right into your skin. And then again, going back to the fun, natural, bright colors. Oh, sorry, the fun, bright colors. I threw the word natural in there, mixing things up here. And these are kind of more of like my going out at night, like if I want to go out with friends at night, or if I am going out to dinner, depending on the location. But yes, this is great. This wig I really like in terms of kind of a crossover between more like natural looking and more of a fun bright color, kind of a crossover, because even though of course it's a bright blue color, it's this kind of short, sleek haircut, so it's like a little bit more toned down than the long, bright, fun colored wigs, which are so fun. But this one I've even like worn to work and stuff. Oh, I love this wig. And then I feel like Angelica is a wig that like everyone should have in their collection. I feel like it just looks good on so many different aesthetics and so many different face shapes and styles and stuff like that. But again, this is Angelica in one of the limited edition colors, which is just so fun and bright. This is Peach Sherbet R. But I think that if you aren't someone that wears like the bright fun colors, I think this is a really fantastic kind of glammed up wig. I'm gonna take it out of the pigtails so you can see. Because this wig has a really perfect volume to it. It just looks so nice. It just looks like your hair got blown out nicely or something like that. I don't really know a lot of hairstyling terms because I've never had hair, which is actually a really funny concept to be talking about wig styles, but never really have had my own hair. But this just has such a nice glamorous volume to it. So let's say, for example, you were wearing like Stevie during the day, which is a beautiful straight, like pin straight style, but then you kind of want more of like the glam, voluminous hair for going out to dinner. I think Angelica is just so perfect for that. Like even if it was like a, in creamy blonde, like in a natural blonde color, or in, I don't know, a brunette. There's just so many good options. I just think this is such a versatile wig as well. And last but not least, Jaden. So if you look at all of these 7 wigs I brought, I actually kind of brought more of the fun, bright colors than I did the natural colors, because they are just so fun. Like, look at this. We got Peach Sherbet, we got Sea Glass. Again, these 2 are limited edition, but then they might still be available if you do reach out to your wig seller. And then I also have, I'm losing the wigs. And then we have Melted Ocean, which is part of the standard collection. Absolutely fabulous. This is another wig that I just want to have a bunch in my collection, so that if it ever, if I just want to always have access to a nice new one, because I never want to wear it out. And then I have the 3 natural colors. Again, Stevie, Tatum, both in brunette colors, and then Cody, short blonde. And then Lennox is kind of like the crossover between a more natural looking color and a fun bright color, because it's like this platinum kind of pink toned blonde. It's pastel pink. I wish I could get it in better lighting to show you. I was using the sun as my light for this video, and the sun has slowly been setting as I'm on videos. That's why it's gotten a bit darker. I apologize for that, but I really would love to show you this. Like next to something white. It's hard to see unless you're seeing it in person and in like a certain lighting. The pink tint is just so absolutely beautiful and so subtle. It's just so gorgeous. Love that color. Okay, so that is all for this video. I just wanted to show you the wigs that I brought with me on vacation. I just realized I still have a little braid in this from last time I wore it. I love the look of a braid mixed in with curly hair. I just think that looks so cute. And I think I probably will. I'll post pictures and videos throughout my trip of the different wigs and outfits that I put together. I might not have phone service throughout my whole trip, honestly, so I might not be able to post in real time on my Instagram, which is abbyandrew.yt, if you want to follow me on there as well. But I will definitely take pictures, and after my trip, check in later. I will show you how many times I wore each wig. So far on this trip, I got here about 24 hours ago, and I have only been wearing my Tatum because that's kind of my go-to wig at the moment. But it is just such a good go-to wig. I also just washed it earlier and it's still slightly drying, but it's just about done. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you just joined towards the end of this video and you want to see it from the beginning, you can also go to our IGTV where we save all of our live streams. So you can watch this one from the beginning, or you can watch some of our past live streams as well. And then of course we always have a ton of wig tips and tutorials both on our Instagram here and also on our YouTube channel. So if you want to hear more about the kind of logistics of traveling with wigs, I didn't go too much into that in this video because we do have a whole other video about that. So that's things like how to make sure your wig stays in good shape when you're traveling, what to do when you get to your location, and all that good stuff. So definitely check that video out as well if you are looking into tips on traveling with wigs. And thank you all so much for